Hello everybody, welcome back to the show. And I thought it would be good to go ahead and start working down this line in the quest book, which obviously starts off with doing a lot of the Ender IO stuff, and then works its way into doing applied energistics, which would obviously be very nice. So let's go ahead and start with the very first quest. We need to make 4 basic capacitors and 2 machine chassis. So let's look at what this requires. The basic capacitor, copper, gold, and redstone. And the machine chassis. Iron bars, and the basic capacitors. Okay, should be fairly simple. Okay, that one's done. Next we can make the alloy smelter and 8 energy conduits. Okay, first part of this one is done. And we just need to make conductive iron and electrical steel. I already made the conductive iron because I had to make that in order to make the energy conduits. The electrical steel, let's see if I can remember how that's made. Probably coal, silicon, and iron. Okay. The silicon I get in a sag mill from clay, looks like. Redstone ore or sand. I don't have a sag mill yet, so I'll have to make one of those. Okay, there's the electrical steel. So that is done. Choose a reward. Item filter. Next up, sag mill. Well, I already had to do the sag mill, so what do I get? Okay, choose a reward. Silicon stone speed upgrade. Take that. Done. Next, the capacitor bank. The basic capacitor bank and the capacitor bank. Alright. Alright, so that finishes off that quest. We'll take the chance. Oh, okay. Travel anchors. I don't need the travel anchors because I don't have anywhere to go since I'm in one chunk. So I'll take the extra capacitor bank. Next up, slice and splice and soul binder and solarium. Alright, I'll work on that. Okay, I'm in a vat, and that will complete off this particular quest, this one here. Now this one here, I find this interesting. The first crafting task is to make a slice and splice and a soul binder. Okay. The second retrieval task, I'm guessing that means because you retrieve it as you make it or something, but is to make solarium, 16 ingots of solarium. I have a problem with this because the slice and splice itself requires solarium to make it. You have to make solarium. So I feel like the first quest should be to make solarium, and then the second quest should be to make the slice and splice and the soul binder. And I think you also need solarium for the soul binder, although I don't remember. Now, it doesn't really matter because when I make the solarium, this task will get completed, even though this is listed as, one of 2 or the first set of the quest. But I feel like it should just be the other way around to flow better. This is, if you were looking at this and you weren't sure about what you were supposed to be doing, this is actually kind of confusing. Make this product and then make the items that make up the product. It just seems very strange. But anyway, there's also an additional difficulty, which is that solarium is made in the alloy smelter, and it's a combination of gold and soul sand. And surprisingly, despite the fact that this chickens mod seemed to give just about every other thing from the Nether, it doesn't give any type of soul sand. Now, I could, of course, go into the Nether, probably, and get soul sand. But it also turns out that I can make soul sand in something called an atomic reconstructor. And this is from the Actually Additions mod. And you can see here that sand into the atomic reconstructor with 20,000 RF will give me soul sand. So obviously the thing to make now is the atomic reconstructor. And it seems fairly easy at first. 4 pieces of iron, 4 pieces of redstone, and an iron casing. And the iron casing is 4 pieces of iron, 4 sticks, and a piece of black quartz. Oh, black quartz. Well, how do I get black quartz? Well, primarily from black quartz ore. Now, I've looked at all of, I've tried looking through all of this, and it does seem about the only way to get this is from black quartz ore. Of course, we are in a void world, so there is no ability to mine for black quartz ore. I don't know if the black quartz ore would generate in something like the Nether, but it probably doesn't. And also, I'm trying to avoid traveling to the Nether if I can all help it. So the only other method, or the only method I know of to generate ores in a Skyblock world, with Botania especially, is with the Botania Orchid. And so I made the Orchid. The Orchid is actually very simple to make, especially in the Gardens of Glass version of Botania. It's just those 4 different colored petals. And you put down stone next to it, and it will turn it into various ores at random. It does use up a pretty good amount of mana, so you want to be able to generate some mana. And so you can see I've generated tin and coal and lead, and at the very top there I finally generated 1 black quartz ore. Now this is actually after an entire stack of stone that I got 1 of these black quartz ores. So it's obviously not terribly common, apparently, but I should be able to mine that up, and I've got the black quartz ore. And then of course I can put that into the sag mill, which will give me 2 of these crushed black quartz, and I can smelt those in order to get the black quartz, which will allow me to make that atomic reconstructor. Okay, so I have the atomic reconstructor, and the reconstructor is kind of a strange block. Oh, that scared me. As you can see, there's a little green dot here on one of the facings, and as you can see, it shoots out a little laser beam. Now, I don't know if the little laser beam is constantly using up power or not. It does say that I can toggle it with redstone somehow, so let's create first a lever and see how this works. So let's go ahead and put that in there, and can we turn it off? Okay, so it's now off. It's not doing anything. Let me go ahead and throw... I don't know that I'm gonna use this vat to make... use this vat... Oops, right there. The vat is used to make power. And I'm not sure that I'm gonna use that just yet. I'll put all this and stuff in here for now. And the black quartz, I think, can go in there as well. So what we want to do is we want to go up and get some sand. So we'll go up here and grab a stack of sand. Okay. Get around the chickens. And essentially what you do is you put this block down in the beam of this laser. And when it goes through, it'll turn it into, well, in this case, it's turning it into soul sand. So I can mine it up, put down another one. And then you can see that's how I will be getting soul sand. Not terribly quick process, but such is life. Alright, that's going to do it for this episode, and in fact this entire recording session. This will be another short episode, but I did get to the point where I figured out how to make soul sand. It actually took me a little bit of time to figure out how I could do that without having to travel into the Nether, so I'm glad that I was able to figure it out. But in the next episode, in the next recording session, I'll work more on the Ender IO stuff. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them for me down below. I do enjoy hearing from you. As always, thank you so very much for joining me, and I will see you next time.